The new Unity pricing plan is so bad that studios are canceling projects that would have otherwise shipped and been successful. I've been using Unity for over 10 years, and I'm hesitant to continue using it after today's pricing change announcement. It is a giant mess of things that they didn't think all the way through, and I want to talk about that today. Effective January 1st of 2024, Unity is introducing what they call the Unity Runtime fee. According to Unity, this fee is for the Unity runtime, which I'll explain later why no, it's not. The oversimplified explanation of this fee is that the developers charge 20 cents every time someone installs their game. There are thresholds, and there's graduated rates depending on your Unity license, but they don't solve the actual problems we're going to talk about, and they actually potentially introduce more problems for Unity. It's important to note that this fee is charged per install, not per sale. An install is defined as the installation and initialization of a project on an end user's device. If a user deletes and reinstalls the game, then that counts as a second installation, and the fee is charged again. If the user installs the game on a second device, that counts as another install, and the fee is charged yet again. This should be sounding some alarm bells for you right now. Why would someone review bomb a game to hurt its Metacritic score when they can reinstall bomb the game to bankrupt the entire studio? Including your game in a charity bundle can now bankrupt your studio. There are even more insidious problems raised depending on how installations are tracked, which raises a very important question. How are installations measured? It's a fantastic question that Unity actually hasn't answered yet. If every Unity game is going to notify Unity Technologies of a new install, then there is nothing to prevent developers from being charged for pirated copies of their game. And releasing your game on a DRM-free platform like Good Old Games is now dangerous. If Unity isn't tracking this information, then that outsources the work of tracking the installs either to the stores or to the developers. Unity has stated that this fee applies to all Unity games that are on the market as of January 1st, 2024. That includes games that were made 10 years ago. This is the first area where Unity is almost certainly going to run into legal problems. To understand those problems, we're going to have to read from a couple of sections of the Unity Terms of Service, specifically changes to offerings and changes to terms. Unity may change the price of an offering, including the renewal price of a subscription as of the next renewal date, and we will provide you with prior notice if we do so. Prior to the effective date of your subscription renewal, which will be indicated by notice provided to you, you can elect to cancel an automatic renewal for your subscription at any point in time and for any reason, including if you do not agree to a price change. Unity has upheld their promise to provide a prior notice of a price change. That's what today's announcement was. However, developers can't elect to cancel before being affected by the price change. We'll continue on to the changes to terms, and then I'll explain not only the legal problem that Unity created for themselves, but why the fee isn't really for the use of the Unity runtime. By continuing to access or use the offerings after we have provided you with notice of a modification, you agree to be bound by the modified terms. If the modified terms are not acceptable to you, your only recourse is to cease using the services. If a developer released their game 10 years ago and they disagree with this price change, what can they do about it? They can't stop developing the game, they already released it. Even if they pull their game from every store, and I guarantee you some publishers are going to pull their already released games from stores over this change, they still can't avoid being charged. Remember, this fee isn't charged per sale, it is charged per install. If a customer buys a game from Steam and that game is pulled from the store, they can still download and reinstall their game from Steam, and the developer can't stop them from using the Unity runtime. The developer is being charged for someone else's use of the Unity runtime. Unless Unity wants to have a lot of messy lawsuits on their hands, they either need to charge the end user directly every time a game is installed, or they need to make some drastic changes to this plan. Could you imagine a pop-up the first time you run a game asking for your credit card information so you can pay Unity their 20 cents for the game that you already bought. And now I'd like to talk a little bit more about one detail that's kind of likely to land Unity technologies in court: the fee reduction for the use of Unity services. Qualifying customers may be eligible for credits towards the Unity Runtime fee based on the adoption of Unity services beyond the editor, such as Unity Gaming Services or Unity Level Play Mediation for mobile ad-supported games. This program enables deeper partnership with Unity to succeed across the entire game lifecycle. In practice, what this means is that developers are being charged a penalty for not using Unity's other services. This isn't a fee for using the Unity runtime. We've already established that it's the player and not the developer that uses the Unity runtime. This is a fee for not using Unity Level Play, not using Unity Game Services, not subscribing to a higher tier license. If a developer wants to use a competing service in their Unity game, then they have to pay a higher fee to Unity Technologies, which means that Unity might be violating some antitrust laws. Outside of the legal and practical problems I already talked about, there's another big issue. Unity has once again broken the trust of its users and triggered another mass migration to Unreal Engine and Godot. So be sure to check out my upcoming tutorials on Unreal Engine. Seriously though, my next video is actually going to be about teamwork. It was actually going to be the video that I wanted to release today, and then Unity made this announcement, and I had to talk about it. So after I finish filming this and editing it and I release this video, I'm going to be rolling straight into the teamwork video, so don't be surprised if I'm still wearing this same t-shirt, even if the video releases tomorrow. And yes, I know it's been a while since my last video. My day job took priority, but right now I'm between jobs. So I'm going to be putting out videos and working on games while I'm hunting for my next job. And if you made it this far into the video, I would greatly appreciate if you'd hit that subscribe button. Maybe toss me $1 over on Patreon if you can afford it. And if you have some friends that would be interested in the subject of this video, maybe send them the link to it and tell them to watch it. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll be back soon with the teamwork video I just mentioned.